How do plea bargains work in state court? Imagine facing criminal charges and wondering if there's a way to settle your case without a long trial. Plea bargains are a common way cases get resolved in state courts. They help save time for everyone involved. When someone is accused of a crime, the case usually goes through the state court system, which is part of the branches of the judiciary. The process involves the prosecutor, who is the lawyer representing the state, and the defense attorney, who looks out for the defendant. They negotiate to reach an agreement called a plea bargain. This is where the defendant agrees to plead guilty to certain charges in exchange for benefits from the prosecutor. These benefits can include dropping some charges, reducing the severity of others, or recommending a lighter sentence. There are different types of plea bargains. Charge bargaining is when the defendant pleads guilty to a less serious crime than originally charged. Sentence bargaining involves agreeing to plead guilty in exchange for a lighter punishment. Count bargaining is when some of the charges are dropped and the defendant pleads guilty to the remaining ones. Fact bargaining is when the defendant agrees to omit certain aggravating facts from the record. Once the parties agree on the terms, the plea bargain is presented to a judge during a plea hearing. The judge explains the defendant's rights and makes sure the plea is voluntary and informed. The judge then decides whether to accept or reject the deal. In many state courts, the judge cannot change the terms but can only accept or deny it. If the judge rejects the plea, the case may go to trial or go back for more negotiations. Plea bargains help reduce the workload of judges and speed up the legal process. They also give defendants a chance to avoid the risks of a trial. The judge's role is to make sure the agreement is fair and that the defendant understands what they are agreeing to. The prosecutor advocates for the state, the defense attorney protects the defendant's rights, and the judge oversees the process. The agreement is usually recorded in open court to keep everything transparent. Overall, plea bargaining is a key part of how state court systems manage cases efficiently while protecting the rights of those involved.